thanks very much. Jeez, this is a big room and a very lovely reception. You sit over there, I sit here.
We sit right away. We have to stay apart because we just became best friends. And
it was electric.
It really was. This is so. I've got I had other questions planned for other people. I've got nowhere to start because you've done so many cool things, so many cool bodies of work.
I've also done some shit things, but yes.
Should we start there? Have you got ones that you thought, yeah, that was shit?
Yeah. I won't name them and shame them. You know what they are. Because I don't like talking down about things. Because maybe there was people in those movies that thought it was great or it was the pinnacle of their career, and I don't want to be sitting there going like, that thing was shit. Also, I don't want to speak badly about the directors or whatever, so it's hard to talk about them. But yeah, I've been in stuff where I'm like, oh my God.
I'll tell you what, the question is, have you ever done stuff where you thought you were shit? As a performer, there's times you'll go out on stage, you'll do it on stage, you go out on stage and you go, I could have done better, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm always good. Have I ever thought I was totally shit? I think I'm always trying.
Yeah.
I don't always succeed. And if I'm watching a performer and I think they're trying, and I think they're trying to tell a story, then I respond to that. And hopefully, even in the ones that I've done that are rubbish, I get away with effort.
I think you're going to be your own worst critic, because I cannot think of a role where I've not enjoyed it. That's the thing. So you're going to be your own worst critic.
I'll send you a little playlist tonight of the ones that are shit. You won't thank me.
What have you had? Has any roles that have been your favourite?
It's hard, really. I've done so many that I've felt really connected to, and felt differently about them at different times in my life as well. Because I feel like a different person now at 46 than say I did at 26. But Atonement still sticks with me, and it's a character and a relationship with it means that much to me. I can't remember the person that Keira Knightley played, Cecilia, and I mean, the X-Men movies was like an experience. It was friendships created over the course of like 10 years. It was visiting, like I made the first one in London, but it was also visiting Montreal for 3 whole summers every time we made a movie, and a whole experience. That was beautiful. I loved that time, and I loved those people. I was meant to be here with Nick Holt, but he's not here, unfortunately. That's one of the... he's here. He's with us. Shall I have him on the sofa?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get him on the sofa. That is.
It might get inappropriate.
Yeah. Just so you know, this is life size. I'm just massive.
Yeah, everybody thinks Nick is 6'3", but actually it's just forced perspective. Hey Nick. And this guy, what a guy. And really glad I met the fella. So yeah, different movies at different times.
Oh, I'm gonna go because I know people are so excited. We're gonna go number 2. What's your name?
I'm Roxy.
Hey Roxy, how you doing?
Hi. How hard was it preparing for Split with like the multiple personality changes?
Oh yes.
Do you know what? It was a really well written script, and that makes it easier for me. My job is, like, the story's being told really clearly. I don't need to sit there and figure out how to tell this story. I've just got to execute what is already clearly really good. Now, yeah, it was a lot of characters, but in a way, the hardest thing to do is work on a script that's rubbish. So it's easier. There's a lot of work to do, there's a lot to get through, a lot of creation to get through, but the blueprint was all there because Knight wrote a really good thing. I mean, it was one of those things where you go like, this could go down really badly, or it could go down really well. It would never be in the middle. And I thought, that's the kind of stuff that I like to do, the being on the precipice of failure or success. So it was hard work, but good work, not frustrating work. The only character I had a little bit of trouble finding was Hedwig, and at the table read, or the read-through, Knight came in with a note that sort of transformed that part for me, and we found it in that kind of high-pressure moment. I don't know if you know what table reads are, but it's a bunch of actors all sitting around, and the producers listen to it, and it's 9 times out of 10 crap, because a lot of the time in movie actors as well, nobody's speaking loudly enough to be heard. And you're kind of going, God, this really doesn't flow. Someone's reading the stage directions and usually reading them, fairly badly. And you're like, oh God, this is crap. And then he comes in with a note, a big swinging note. And I shat my pants really, but you do what you do as an actor, and you just put yourself in a scary position and do it anyway, and it kind of worked. So that was the only one that we had a little bit of trouble with.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roxy.
Thanks. And I heard it's number 1.
Hi, James. Hi, Pierre.
Hey.
Hey, nice to meet you. First of all, I want to say I've been a fan for almost 10 years. And my question is, if you're gonna choose an animal to represent your character in X-Men, what animal would you like to choose?
For my version of Charles?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And for like other main characters like Magneto, what would you like to choose?
Well, if it was me in real life, I'd choose a sea otter. But if it was Charles, what would Charles's animal be? I never do animal stuff. Some actors do animal work. What would he be? What would he be? He'd maybe be a thing. He'd be an animal. He'd be, I don't know, I really don't know. Maybe a raven.
But we got a character called Raven.
A raven, yeah.
Okay. So for like,
So, come
Wrong
back.
answer.
Yeah, come back next year. I'll give you a better answer. Thanks.
We got at number 4.
Oh, sorry. My name's Liam, and what is the most challenging role you've ever done in your career?
Well, again, as I was saying to Roxy earlier, it's the most challenging thing that I ever have to do as an actor is work on a script that isn't very good, or a story that isn't fully conceived, and that's really, really difficult. But in terms of stuff that I'm willing to talk about, therefore the good ones, the most difficult one that was good, maybe Last King of Scotland actually. I was really young, I think I was 23 at the time. Last King of Scotland, I don't know if you haven't seen it, I play a young Scottish doctor who goes to Africa and becomes like the personal physician of a real life dictator called Idi Amin in the 70s, and it's based on a lot of true stuff. Anyway, it was a crazy experience, and guy playing Idi Amin, he won an Oscar and he was amazing in it, but I kind of had to carry the narrative as the sort of David Copperfield kind of lead against him doing like an Oscar-winning performance, and I definitely felt the anxiety of that at times. And so that was maybe the toughest task, because that was me stepping up to play a lead character for the first time in what felt like could be quite an important movie for me. Certainly when I saw his performance, I was like, he's getting an Oscar. So yeah, I felt the pressure. That was probably in terms of stress and effort, I'd say Last King of Scotland. But then after that, everything was easy. Oi, oi!
Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. I don't do Keith Lemon anymore, I just do me, but I've been told that you're interviewing me about Keith Lemon, the film. I don't really want to talk about it because it was rubbish, apparently. Yeah, it is. How's it going? Good. You've been a good Comic-Con.
No bad, I sent a lot of pictures.
How are you feeling about the Scouse accent? I've been learning some Scouse accent, some words.
Go and do it.
Hey, check out the traps on that! Hello, that Jesse! That's the Brookside one, remember Brookside?
What's Brookside?
Oh, I love Brookside's my favourite one. It was. Go on, just keep going. Just wait till you've got a question for me and I'll answer it.
Which one was that number 4? Let's go. Is that number 3?
Hello, James, looking lovely. My name's Bill, and nice to meet you.
Thanks, pal.
I wanted to ask you, what was your favourite thing about the filming of the X-Men process? Because, I mean, it must have been fun with all the fun cast that you've had on there.
That's what I wanted to ask. What was your favourite process of the X-Men films?
What was the process? The first one was mayhem, but really good. Matthew Vaughn put together something really different. And
I know Matthew.
You know Matthew Vaughn?
Yeah, I'll let you into a little secret. This isn't a joke, but he asked me to write Flash Gordon.
What?
He said, would you like to write Flash Gordon? The least that'll happen is you'll do one draft of a script and get paid well. Oh, and I did.
Did you do it?
I did, yeah. He says, write the Flash Gordon you want to see. So I said, I just want to see the 80s one, just update a little bit. So I watched each scene and just rewrote it. And Flash Gordon had his own fragrance. For men it was called Splash Gordon, and for women it was called Gash Gordon. and he flew up to Mongo in an egg that used to belong to Mark from Mark and Mindy. And it disposed a frying pan, and then all the fuel came out of it, and then it just plopped into it, and that's how they climbed out.
Fucking hell.
Go on.
So it was a bit like that. It was the first one was mayhem, but really, really good. The thing I enjoyed about playing him was that I got to make him a bit selfish and egotistical and unwise, whereas Patrick was doing the opposite of that, so that I had to go towards it, you know, in an egg.
Mistakes and yeah.
You what, pal?
He said he was learning his mistakes and all that.
He had to make mistakes. It almost felt like the Patrick version of it never got to make mistakes, so it felt incumbent upon me to make tons.
James, you know your action figure.
There's many. Go on.
Do you like it?
I don't think I've seen them. I've seen the Funko ones, but I don't think I've seen them.
I mean, even a Funko looks like you, doesn't it? You know.
You try to say you've got a big white face?
You've got a big square head and black eyes. No, but I think that's the cleverness of Funkos. They always look like him, so simply. But have you is there a Hot Toys figure of you?
Hot Toys?
They ain't then. Oh, they're like the Japanese and hand painted and really good, and adults and virgins buy them. and I'm both of those. No, I've had sex. Remember, I've got kids.
I said if it's any consolation, I think any action figure of you is very hot.
Thank you,
Hey!
You got a question on number 1?
Hey, love.
Hi, so in the movie Start for 10, did you like how the story played out, and what do you think of the character you played?
Brian Jackson. I can't even remember the names of half my characters. Yeah, I loved that story. It was beautiful. I mean, I was young myself. I still felt like I was just that wee boy. And coming from a working class council estate and all that rubbish. Not all that rubbish, but I always feel like sometimes it sounds a bit like you're kind of going like, I grew up in a box and
I came from that rubbish.
We just ate leaves every day. I'm not trying to say that, but I kind of felt a lot like that wee guy, and getting to be in what felt like an 80s rom-com, I was like, that was my jam, man. So, no, I loved it.
Thank you.
Cheers, love.
That's nice, she said thank you, and it was nice.
Like,
Well done.
brought up well, your parents should be proud.
You're not from that working class rubbish.
Who's next?
Is it? We're going to go number 2.
Hiya, I'm Amy. My question is, if you could play any other character in X-Men or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which would it be?
Oh, man.
Spider-Man. That was the clue when you said ma'am.
Gambit. Gambit was the one that I always loved.
Yeah.
Not trying to talk my way into that, by the way. Channing Tatum's got it tied up and he's doing a good job. I just always loved his mental accent. Growing up, and you're all like, you've got a fucking mental accent.
Sorry.
Go on.
Can you do an impression of Gambit?
Not unless you can pay my fee of £2.50 an hour. Not right now.
I'm about to make a name for myself. Ooh. Says something.
That was Mr. T.
No, that's what it was. I ain't getting up there, you crazy fool. I'm about to make a name of myself. Ooh, that's what he says.
Oh, now I want to see Mr. T as Gambit.
Wolverine and Deadpool, that's what he says.
Yeah.
That's what he's in here, that's Gambit. You not seen it?
No, not yet.
Oh, shame.
One day.
Have you not seen Deadpool Wolverine?
No, not yet.
Get out.
Watch it.
Do you watch yourself?
What, in a film? Yeah, I do.
How does he feel?
If it's good, I feel good. If it's shit, I feel shit.
You know, in Glass and Split and stuff where you're like mad angry, did you get a headache afterwards?
Watching it or?
No, as you're doing it, because like, you look like so angry you're going to lay an egg.
Yeah.
Then you can fly up to the moon.
Is it tiring, that role?
Yeah, kinda. Weirdly, not as tiring as standing doing pictures with 500 people a day. That's That's not like complaining, it's lovely, but it's actually, that's probably the most tiring work I do. I don't know, I get a buzz out of doing all that stuff. Climbing up walls, standing there looking like a badass, all that stuff.
How do you decompress from that? Like, because he was an angry person, wasn't he?
The minute they say cut, I'm done. It's like,
Oh, really?
I don't take it home at all, no.
That's very cool. I would definitely take it home. I wouldn't be good at that.
You know when you do crying in films, where's your place? What you? All the 3 films I've done, in one of them I cried, and I'd never done it before. And I asked another actor what they do, and they thought of sad things, but I thought of happy things.
Happy things made you cry?
Yeah.
Well, they can do, can't they?
Yeah. You do.
I cry quite a lot in my life, and I cry a lot at happy things in my life. I find it quite easy just to cry as the character. I don't become the character, of course I don't. But if I find the story is sad enough that it's affecting that character that way, if I've disbelieved my suspenders long enough and well enough, then it just hits me like it hits the character. And if I can't cry, then it's because I shouldn't cry.
Because I think, like, as a viewer also, I know I do a little bit of things.
You do.
Done some things. But you do go, how are they doing that? How are they doing that? You know Patsy Kensit?
Aye.
I did a scene with Patsy Kensit once. I don't know how many times we did it, but she cried all day. I said, but you're knackered, aren't you? And she was just totally jiggered.
She cried all day in the scene.
I mean, Patsy cries a lot in real life as well, but that's just because she can't get her shoes on. Or someone hasn't booked her for something. But I book her for everything. I love her. Lovely lady. Anyway.
And I go, number 2. What is your question?
Hello. My question is about Speak No Evil. And I was wondering, because you play the character so perfectly, like so intimidating and scary and everything.
You look like you're still scared now.
5'7", you don't need to be worried.
And I was just wondering whether you listen to certain music or anything to get into character.
It's a good question. No is the answer. No, I know. I've just made a film as a director about 2 musicians. I'm surprisingly non-musical. I don't really listen to music. Isn't that weird? I say that to
Like Girls Aloud?
I do like Girls Aloud. You caught me out there. But I don't really, it's not really a massive part of my life, so it doesn't come into my characterizations too much, I'm sorry to say. There was a few characters that I've listened to one song by Deacon Blue for when I was younger. I used to listen to, what was the name of the song? Born in a Storm, that's the only excuse you could give. That one by Deacon Blue. And that's it for music.
How do you get into character for something like that?
I don't know, man. You just read the story, and then you let it come out. You pinpoint things that you want to do to the audience technically, when you want to do them, when you want to make them laugh, when you want to make them hurt, when you want to make them feel ashamed for enjoying your performance, even though you're playing such a toxically masculine arsehole. You try and pinpoint all those things, and then when you know the story you want to tell, and you know the things you want to do to the audience, you can then start to target how to do that through the story. But so it's basically working it back from the end goal. What do you want the audience to experience? What do you want them to feel? And they will not always feel that. Like 90% if you want, you'll feel something else. But attack it the way that you intend it to be told. Because that is the thing, you're storytelling. You're not just story truthing or story honesting or story film acting. Do you know what I mean? It's like, tell the story. And if you know the story, you know how to tell it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, love.
Number 4.
Hi, James. My name's Annie.
Hiya.
Hiya. So years ago, I remember seeing you in Shakespeare retold as Macbeth. Years ago. Do you have any plans to do any more theatre work or West End or anything like that?
I've got no plans at the moment, unfortunately, but I've worked pretty much exclusively with one theatre director over the last 15 years, and he's already massively successful, but he's now sort of blowing up Broadway as well. So I need to wait until he's free, Jamie Lloyd. But no plans for the stage right now. Jamie Lloyd! There we go. How many people went, woo, they don't know who he is. But yeah, so no plans at the moment, mate.
Alright, cool, thank you.
I have got plans for stage. Well, last year I did Back to the Future, the musical.
You never did?
I did.
Who did you play?
Strickland.
Oh.
And yeah, because I was the oldest person in the cast as well. And you also think you're young, don't you? But then you go, oh, I'm not young, because my beard is telling me it's got white bits in it. And but I was Strickland, but it's terribly nerve-wracking because you can't go wrong. And I'm always relaxed because I don't care if I go wrong.
Did you love it though?
I got a bit excited, yeah. But I would do it again. That was about me anyway, sorry. They did tell me to walk on here. I went, what for? If you want me to go, I'll go, but I'll just...
No, you stay here.
I'll also stay then.
Stay here.
Go!
Right, who's next?
Go!
Right, guys, be honest, stay or go.
I'm not stay, that one more stay. I'll stay.
Stay,
I've been good, I've not been too intrusive.
He's gorgeous.
Oh well, next question.
I'm at number 3.
Hi, James. So I love you from X-Men, but the film from my childhood that you're a part of that I absolutely love is The Chronicles of Narnia, where you play Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what it was like to be a part of that.
I was 23, hadn't done a hell of a lot, and it was a $250 million movie, and it was in the other side of the world, and it was amazing. It was.
When did they film it?
Where?
Yeah.
New Zealand. And it was the first book I'd ever read on my own growing up, and I loved it. So getting to do that was incredible. But just do something on that scale, and also on that scale. But they took it so seriously because they were dealing with a lot of young kids who hadn't done much acting before. They filmed it in sequence to try and make it a bit more actor friendly for them, because usually you film out a sequence. And I had a good relationship with the wee lassie that was playing Lucy, but they kept me away from her as the character, so that the first time she saw the character was on camera. And just that's like Ken Loach stuff, do you know what I mean? But on that level of budget as well. Andrew Adamson, the director, did a great job, and he really handled the cast just incredibly. So it was amazing. It was. I mean, if you'd have told me a few years earlier, when I was working in a bakery in Drumchapel, that I'd be doing that in a few years, I'd never have believed you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I auditioned to be in it.
To play who?
A talking mouse, and Eddie Izzard got the part and not me. And I went in and put a pair of teeth in that I thought would be, these are mice teeth, and did it. And they went, no, can you just do it in your normal voice? I went, no, because this is how I should speak. And they went, no, bye. And that was the end, but I watched it though.
Number 1.
Hi, this is my friend Rachel from Northern Ireland who couldn't attend today. Her question is, when you shot the scenes of older Charles meeting younger Charles in Days of Future Past, were you anxious to film with Patrick because of how different you play Charles?
Do you know what? I was a bit nervous. I think I was the only cast member that got to cross over, other than Hugh Jackman. And they'd all been, the previous cast had all been filming for like a month, and I showed up, and like within a day and a half, I think my hair was about that long, and I did an 18-hour session to put in like hair extensions, and I was nervous, but during this 18-hour session of hair extensions, Sir Ian, Sir Patrick and all that are in there filming, and I'm seeing them coming and going from the trailers. And so I'm walking past the trailer, and I've got hair down to my arse because they haven't cut it yet. And I'm taking a break in this 18-hour hair extension session. And I walk past this trailer, and Sir Ian is in there cooking for Sir Patrick. And they're like, James, come in. They were like, you've just come off stage, haven't you? You were just in the West End, literally a week before. Have you just done Macbeth, haven't you? And I was like, yeah. And they went, yeah, we've both done Macbeth as well. And I was like, oh no. And they go like, shall we do a bit? And I was like, oh man, oh no. And they start doing Shakespeare at me, and I've just come off stage a week before, and I can't remember a fucking thing. So I was nervous, but during that time in the trailer, it actually relaxed me a little bit, because he's making salmon, Sir Ian's like stroking my hair and like calming me down. It was quite surreal, it was quite weird, but by the end of that, I felt quite relaxed.
Thank you.
Hello, number 2.
Hi, so I'm going to ask the question that we're obviously all here to answer, to hear
Yes,
answered.
I work out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
right,
guys.
right, okay.
Can you do a Scouse accent?
Close, but Romeo and Juliet. So, if you were in the future to do another Shakespeare story, what fairy tale creatures would you want it to be, and what Shakespeare story would you want to do?
Oh, crumbs.
So a fairy tale version of a Shakespeare
Fairy tale
story.
version of a Shakespeare story. So we have the gnomes, so what would we have next time? Like I said, everyone wants to know, right?
I heard everyone talking about this in the queue outside.
That's
But
what I
I really wonder what he thinks about this. It's been
I know,
gone
I know.
viral today.
So you'll enjoy this. Titus Andronicus. How's that?
That is fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
You know what I'd like to see? Remember Mr. Ben? That was a live action film, Mr. Ben.
Do you know who's here? John Hannah's here. For a while, I thought John Hannah was going to do a Mr. Ben movie.
All right.
This was years ago. This is like 25 years ago I heard that. It might have just been a rumour.
It's a good rumour.
There you go. Ask him when he's up here.
The amount of people in there going, who the fuck is Mr. Ben?
He used to go into a costume shop, get a costume, and then go into that world. But I was like, get the spaceman costume. Oh no, he's becoming a Viking again. Remember, get the spaceman costume. Never saw that episode where he got a spaceman costume, but I saw it in the background. So he was going to choose it one day. Never did. Rubbish.
We've got up at number 4. I don't know why I've not done these in order. I've lost count 8 times. Number 4.
Hi James, I'm Spencer.
Hi there.
I've been a fan for a very long time, and I was wondering what it was like working on the X-Men films, and especially portraying like a younger Charles Xavier compared to Patrick Stewart.
It was, look, it was a joy for me. I got to do something different. I got to kind of turn it on its head. I looked at his performance, wise, logical, learned, all that. I thought I'll do the opposite. Make him unwise, make him egotistical, make him selfish rather than selfless. Make him a bit of a womanizer and all that kind of stuff. And then I got to connect with people like Michael and Nick and Jen and like just incredible actors on the way up, and got to create something over the next 10 years. It was a real privilege, but getting to play that character and show him being a bit of an arse in the first one, being completely broken in the second one, and then building him up for the third and the fourth one was like, you know, getting to do a character arc on film over 10 years was like, you don't really get the chance to do that, so you know, it was a privilege.
Thank you. And over at number 3.
Hi James, my name's Saren. So I study Atonement for my English A-level, and I was wondering, what was your favourite part of Robbie's story, and who was your favourite character aside from Robbie?
Edmund Bryony, definitely. What an amazing, messed up character. What a mistake out of maker. What was my favourite part of Robbie's story?
Yeah.
I mean, it's also the part that hurt me the most, but when I found out that, well, I don't want to spoiler alert, but alright, when I found out that a certain part of his story was invented and that there was a different truth, and that absolutely fucking nailed me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, love.
Hey James, I did a show called Shopping where I went shopping with famous people. And the question I always asked in every episode, which I was very interested in, it's nothing to do with Ace films that you've done or anything, but I just like wondered, do you like being famous?
It's quite handy when you try to get a table at a restaurant.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't really affect me too much.
You forget sometimes.
Yeah. And then you get people just staring at you and like, that guy looks like he wants to chin me. And you're like, what's his fucking problem? And then you're like, oh no, he's just, because the thing is, like, if somebody recognises you sometimes, they don't look at you and go like, there's that guy, they look at you and you're like, like there's this, and I think it's like confusion, but it actually looks like I'm going to fuck you up.
And also, when you've forgotten you're famous, they're like, what are they looking at? And then your mate will go, do you know who you are? Oh shit, yeah, I forgot you.
That one. You get it in the street quite often, somebody chatting, they're like, oh. Yeah, that reminds me.
It's weird, isn't it? I like it when you get free stuff though. And I've noticed if you're on telly, if you say it 3 times, they'll send you that for free.
What do you want?
Just like Nike trainers, Nike trainers, Nike trainers, and they'll send you some.
I hosted SNL once, and
Yeah.
we did a whole skit on toilet paper, and the toilet paper company that we mentioned sent me a toilet seat and like a year's supply of toilet paper.
They're doing a UK version of SNL, aren't they?
It's the second time, they've done it once before, didn't they?
Well, they did. It wasn't in the Friday Night Live one. They
Friday
did.
Night Live,
So
oh yeah,
SNL,
Channel 4.
They're casting for it now.
It's going to be on Sky.
Yeah, Sky.
Sky.
Free Sky.
Yeah, free Sky.
Free Sky.
We got number one.
How did you get into the character of Kevin that had DID? What was the process of that?
You mean, do you mean all of the characters, or do you mean literally Kevin?
All of them, but most Kevin.
How did I get into those different characters? Again, it's just like, what purpose does their character serve in the story? What does that character want to do to the audience? What does the writer want that character to do to the audience? And then figure out what you need. You just basically do what you need to do to make that happen to the audience. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not a good answer, but it felt so clear on the page. And if you believe in the story and you like the story, you understand all the beats of the story. As soon as you start to act that story out, it just starts to feel like it's happening to you. And then you start to do things that you never even planned, you know? So it's weird. It's weird. The way I get into character is the director goes action. And I'm not being a dick about it. I don't mean that to be like, I don't want to be method and stuff. I literally mean, like, usually if I've done the work, they say action and you're there, you know?
James, do you like doing ad-libs things?
Sometimes they come out, sometimes it just happens, doesn't it? But, and sometimes you get a little plan, you're like, I've got a funny line here.
With big Hollywood movies, are you allowed to ad-lib, or do they have to go, do the script first, then we'll do a fun take?
Sometimes they're really hard on you, like, keep the script exactly the way it is. A lot of the times, they're looking for something more, they're looking for extra, and they're, like, actually working with you to try and unpick the scene and make it better.
Yeah, I like ad-libbing because I can't remember lines.
We've got number two.
Hi, I'm a huge Stephen King fan, and it is my favourite book.
Great book.
I was just
God, it was in it too.
I was just wondering what it was like to work with Stephen King.
He was amazing. We got a couple of days with him on set, and I actually got to do a scene with him, which was great. But I asked him about the turtle, because like the turtle keeps coming up in the book, and there's this whole, if you haven't read the book of it, there's this whole sort of other celestial entity that isn't Pennywise, that is the turtle, and the turtle is like a benevolent sort of creator or god or something good anyway, and the turtle's going to save them, the turtle's going to save, and every now and again Bill feels the presence of the turtle, and at one point they go, oh, I think the turtle just died, and it did, the turtle died. Like way out in another dimension or something like that. So I kept talking about the turtle. I was like, can we get the turtle on the film? Can we get the turtle on the film? And the director's like, I wish he would shut the fuck up. And then he comes to set, Stephen, and I'm like, so Stephen, just want to tell me about the turtle? And he's like, the thing you need to remember, James, is that when I wrote this, I wasn't always completely sober. And sometimes I don't know what the fuck I wrote, but it came out and it was amazing. I'm paraphrasing him there. But he's really funny about his own work. And I mean, my God, he's so prolific. The speed with which he writes. He told us, and I think he's said this in interviews as well, he wrote Cujo in like 2 days or something like that, which is mental. But no, that was quite a buzz. But again, quite intimidating to be on set with a guy that's written and envisaged your character, and when you don't really fit the physical description of the character as well, which happened on Atonement as well. You're a bit like, oh God, I hope he thinks this is all right. But he seemed to like what I was doing.
How does it feel doing an American accent in front of an American actor?
I've done worse things. I was on stage once doing a play where I had to be naked, and I'm standing on stage like this, and there's a little, like the stage is there, the audience are all around here, but there's these two little ramps that go onto the stage called vomitoriums. And me and Nigel Harman have to stand in these vomitoriums. He's in that one over there, and I'm in this one over here, completely naked for about 6 minutes, like that. And I just kind of looked to my side, and my sister is sitting at cock level. I'm like, once you've sort of done that, you're like doing American in front of Americans is nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh, just imagine your sister just there. I'm not looking. No.
Seem to be enjoying the performance.
I got my willy out on telly once. When you're allowed to, you couldn't do now, you get cancelled. And my mum phoned me up and said, "Is that really you?"
You watched that?
Yeah, it's not really. I'm inside it. It was a prosthetic. And I said, "Mum, you gave birth to me. You know how big I am. If I were that big, I'd go to the toilet whilst I'm in the garden, up to the upstairs toilet." It was moulded on a porno actor, so he had a gifted willy. And but yeah, that was embarrassing because you forget that your family are watching things as well. You just forget.
Yes.
Where are we at? Number 4?
Hi James, I'm Coco, and I'm from China, and I'm now a student in the UK. And I have to say thank you so much for bringing Xavier back to life. Because back to high school, this character has helped me a lot to go through lots of difficulties. And when I feel hopeless, this character always reminds me of staying hopeful and be kind to others. And now I'm here it's really my honor to express my gratitude to you in person. Thank you.
Coco, thank you very much. Thank you. Can everybody just do things like that instead of asking questions? No, that'd be great. Coco, thank you very much, mate. I'm glad that it helped you through those times. Really appreciate you telling me that.
Thank you so much. And my question is...
Oh my God. Okay, go on.
Sorry.
No, I won't joke. I won't joke.
Me, like most of the international students, we are about to graduate this September, and sometimes it seems like there are lots of paths in front of us, and we are really uncertain about the future. There's lots of choices and lots of pressures around us, but we don't know which exact path to take. And what should we do? So for people like us, do you have any advice or suggestions, like to fans like us?
What was it like when your sister saw you willy then? That's a hard question. Answer it.
It's a hard question. I don't have any particular advice for you, I'm afraid. Try and do what you feel passionate about, because then when it's hard, you still want to do it. But you don't always get allowed to do what you're passionate about doing. Make sure you're doing something. You've got to be busy, because if you're not busy, you'll do your nothing.
And do you know what? A lot of the time, you won't know if it's right or wrong until you've done it. Yeah. So,
like walking on stage on the middle of James McAvoy's interview. I do feel like I must leave because all I did is I walked through the wrong door and they gave me a microphone. And my mate Tom's coming because I'm DJing later at the after party and he's ringing, he's saying, how do I get in? I've given him a pass, but I feel like I should go. James, I'm gonna go.
All right.
I'm gonna go.
Mate, thank you very much.
It's lovely seeing you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry. Lovely to see you.
Thank you so much. I've watched all the movies you've played, and you're a really amazing actor. Thank you so much.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks, man.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say to you is no one else gets to be you, so enjoy it. Like, go out and make choices, but you get one go at this life and it's not very long. So literally do what makes you happy and figure the rest out later on.
Yep.
Oh, you got someone at number 3?
Hi James, my name's Tom and I was wondering, what's your favourite part about being an actor?
Oh, hi there, Tom. I think being an actor allows us to utilise one of the most human things that makes us human. That makes us, if we are better than animals, I don't know, but we've got something special about us that isn't just animal, and that is imagination. And we can sit here and not just go like, all right, your food, I'm going to have a baby with you, and you're not just like, we aren't just animals. We are able to go, I wonder what it's like to be in your shoes. I wonder what it's like to live your life. And it's empathy and it's imagination, and it means it's just really human. When it's good, it's just really distilled humanity. And I know that sounds a bit of a weird answer, but I think essentially it's just imagining what it's like to be someone else. It's such a privilege to be able to do that and spend my life doing that. So that's what I love most about it, mate.
Thank you.
You're welcome, me man. Thank you, good question.
I heard someone say once, acting, and I do feel it when we've done any sort of role, acting feels like the freedom of play you have as a child, and you get to do it as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's awesome. Number one.
Hi James,
Hiya.
my name is Lineke. My question for you, we all know in Speak No Evil that Patty loves singing Eternal Flame.
Yeah.
With lots of passion, of course. My question to you, even though music isn't like a big thing for you, but if you could choose, what would your go-to karaoke song be?
I've done it. I've actually done it with the guy who wrote it. Copacabana by Barry Manilow. Yeah. Which I did a talk show once. He was in the talk show. They went, "Hey, I hear you sing this at karaoke." I was like, "Yeah." And they got the piano out and I did it with Barry himself. It was an absolute honour. So Copacabana.
Good choice, thank you.
Thank you.
Number two.
Hi James, I'm Phoebe, and I'm wondering if you have a favourite actor or actress you've acted with, and if so, who is it?
I mean, it's so hard because there are people that you go like, "Oh, what, you didn't love working with me?" Of course, my best friend. I've worked a lot with Jessica Chastain. I think she's an incredible performer and person and colleague. I loved working with Jess, so I'd say maybe her. And as a fella, Fassbender's up there, and he was incredible. And Nick Holt as well. I think Nick didn't have the ammunition with the role in X-Men as much as he's getting to show us what he's made of now, and he's just exceptional.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phoebe. Cheers, love.
Yeah, we've got time for a couple more. Up at number 4.
Hi James, I'm Sarah. Lovely to ask you a question today. I wanted to ask you, you've spoken about how it's challenging to have a script that isn't good. So for yourself, what do you look for in a script when you pick it up? And what advice would you give to any budding scriptwriters out there?
I'm usually looking for an angle on a story. Every story's already been told, but an angle on that story that feels a bit different. Maybe it's different in how they're telling it, if not in just what they're telling. If it's an opportunity for me to play or tell the story of a character that I've not told before, or in a way that I've never told it before, something new. But generally it's something that's like, did I keep wanting to turn the page? And sometimes you do that for 20 pages, sometimes you do it for 40, but does it keep you turning till the very end? And that's usually something that makes me want to do it. But I mean, I've done things, I've done a couple of jobs where I'm like, I'm not sure about this, but I've had to do it because you're a working actor and you need to work. And those are the difficult ones. Advice to writers, I don't know because I ain't a writer. And any kind of time I've tried to write and not just like write an extra line here or there, it's been fairly, well, it's failed. Yep. A couple of scripts out there that nobody wanted to make. So yeah, I ain't a writer. I wouldn't presume to give a writer advice.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much.
Thanks, love.
Over at number 3.
Hi James, I've been a fan of yours since Shameless.
Thanks, love.
A long time. I was at the Barrowland Ballroom for the Sybil and Brains. I just wanted to ask you, how did it feel to be there and to get the response that you got from the Glasgow, from your hometown?
So, for anybody that doesn't know, what's your name?
Jane.
Jane was just talking about, I've just directed a film in which there's a big, huge musical performance. We filmed it at the Glasgow Barrowlands, and 2,000 people came. We didn't pay them like extras because we couldn't afford it, but they came and filled the room, and so we basically put on a gig. And the two guys in the movie performed as if they were just putting on a gig. It was amazing. And so Glasgow showed up and filled that room and gave us some real big movie ending, you know? It's amazing. How did it feel for me? So proud. And that connection with the audience, that 2,000 extras in that room gave us everything. And there is a thing that people in Glasgow do when they go to a gig, which is they shout, "Here we fucking go, here we fucking go." So we have Glasgow in the film doing that.
It was an amazing night. It was brilliant.
Thanks, pal. Cheers.
We'll come around to one and then to two. What's your question then, mate?
Hi, James. I'm Michael. And if you could play anyone in the DC world, who would it be?
DC. I mean, listen,
Nick Holt's Lex Luthor, so...
You what, mate?
Nick Holt's Lex Luthor.
Yes, he is. Who did I always... As a kid, I loved the Batman. Was it 60s or 70s Batman? The one that was really camp and really like kapow, that and all that.
Oh, Adam West one.
Yeah, and I loved the Riddler in that. So yeah, but I think I'm on record as saying that before anyway, so I don't think it's necessarily news.
Me dad thinks you'd be a good scarecrow.
Oh, thanks, cheers. Thank you.
And number two. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. So yeah, my question is, one of my favourite films that you've ever done is Wanted. I actually love that movie.
Thank you.
Very cool film.
My question is, what's one of your favourite scenes?
In Wanted? I mean, it's got to be Professor X kicking the shit out of Star-Lord, isn't it? There's a scene where,
with the keyboard.
Where the guy who's playing my mate, who is Chris Pratt, who went on to play Star-Lord, is like, "Yeah, dude, you're the man," and he's having sex with my girlfriend. And I take a keyboard and I smack him over the face, and then the keys of the keyboard fly towards camera and spell the word "fuck you." And little did we know that would be the future Professor X and the future Star-Lord having a go at each other. But that's probably my favourite bit in the film.
Oh, do you know what? That bit in the film, because I think anyone that's worked in an office saw that and thought, "I'd fucking love to do that." To so many people in that office. Oh, how great would it be? I loved that scene.
Thank you so much for answering my
You're welcome, man.
Groovy, baby.
John, thank you very much for today. Today's been so much fun. This has been a brilliant conversation. Thank you to all of you for your questions. What we're going to do before we finish up, we're going to take a quick picture of us here, you guys in the background. We'll get everyone up on their feet. We'll make a lot of noise. Do a quick video, a quick picture. What was that, James? Am I on tour soon? I am, actually. What a weird time to bring that up. Yeah, I am on tour. You can. I'm doing a tour of all of the UK. I'm going to be here in Liverpool as well next year. Yeah, yes, you can get tickets online. Stop going on about it, guys. Shut up. Let's do this now.